8, 7, 6.
Good evening, all of you Minties. Thank you, Omar, and welcome to
What I do?
another fantastic edition of. I guess it's not really. Was it really that bad? Because it's just a movie review. So Reels Talk, I
Right.
guess, which is what it really was called before we were on a break. So welcome to
Right.
another edition of Reels Talk. Sorry, I've been away for a while. Family stuff, but I am back now. Even if I'm not back in my place. I'm just still in Texas from last night. And we are going to talk about New Mutants. So I have the Uncanny Omar with me as always, my lovely
Hey,
co-host.
lovely. That's right.
Lovely.
Hope everybody's doing all right out there. And we are going to be talking about some spoilers. So keep that in mind if
Mm-hmm.
you haven't seen the movie, if you don't care. Um, Whatever. We went to see this opening night.
We
Um,
did on
and
Friday.
it was it's a movie. I don't know. I how do I put it before we get into the review? It's just how do you live up to expectations of not coming out in the 4 years that you were supposed to
Yes,
come out, right? Like, is there any way to live up to those expectations?
exactly. There is no real. And just to give you all a recap, I mean, this movie it was announced back in 2015, right? So we haven't even seen Deadpool yet. Wolverine hadn't even had his final bout with Logan. So we still had Channing Tatum set to play Gambit in his own movie. So that's how long
Wow,
this movie
that's ridiculous.
5 years, guys. The first release date was April 2018. And then of course it got pushed back.
I got you, Ace. Well, give me a second. I'm firmly in the don't care crowd. Spoil away. Okay,
Oh,
but we
good.
did.
Okay.
But we did want to mention that, just in case there are
Yes.
people that do care about spoilers. So this is loosely based on the Demon Bear saga, which is a
Mhm.
collaboration between Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz. It was Bill Sienkiewicz, like his first work on New Mutants, and it just kind of set the bar high, super high for New Mutant stories afterwards. So they borrowed heavily from that story, and if you know anything about that story, it's pretty it's a little scary compared to all the other uh, New Mutant issues that were coming out at the time. So that's where I thought this movie was going to go. I thought it was going to be our
Especially with the
first.
first trailer.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be our first horror movie, but superhero movie. But then that turned out to be, what was that James Gunn produced movie that we went to see? That was
We
not
didn't
that
know.
good.
We saw it. No, it burned. No,
Yeah, we saw it. We reviewed it.
we saw it, but not in theaters. We saw it
Yeah,
another
we
way.
saw it, but whatever. I'm glad I didn't pay any
Burn?
money
Is
for it.
it Burn?
Burnside? Nope, nope. I don't know what it was called, but yes, that
This
actually came out
Dark
before this.
Superman. The Dark Superman.
Right.
What if
So
Superman didn't come from a loving family? Brightburn.
right,
Thank you, Roberto
Brightburn. Thank
Rodriguez.
you,
Yes, we are
Brightburn.
talking. We
That's
are
it.
talking about Brightburn. Thank you.
Um, but Brightburn beat it, and we ended up waiting a few years. So this is crazy. It's finally out, and it doesn't. It's just like most people are like, whatever. It's out.
Yeah, because we didn't even think it was real. I mean, we still thought at the end of the
Well,
day.
because the biggest thing that has happened since then is that Marvel now has the rights back to these characters that were at one
Yes.
time with Fox.
Yep.
So a movie like this, whatever. Doesn't matter in the long scheme of things.
It doesn't, because where it is in the continuity now of the MCU, it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't
So
matter.
let's dive in. Let's talk about this
Yeah.
movie, Amanda. Who made this movie? Who's the director?
Yeah. So originally we all know it was a Fox production. Josh Boone is the director, most notable for A Fault in Our Stars. If anyone
Oh
has
yes.
seen that teen romantic drama with Shailene Woodley and Baby Driver, because I can't think of his name right now. Ansel Engelhort. Ansel.
Sure.
His name is Ansel. Anyway, so Josh Boone obviously doesn't come from comes from a different background as far as directing, and he's directing a bunch of teens, so that kind of makes sense. Stars Maisie Williams as Rain Sinclair, Anya Taylor-Joy as Ileana, Charlie Heaton as Sam Guthrie, Henry Zaga as Roberto de
Guthrie. I like that.
Guthrie.
Guthrie. I go ahead, keep going.
Yep. Henry Zaga as Roberto de Costa, Blue Hunt as Danielle Moonstar, and then Alice Braga as Dr. Reyes. So let's talk about the synopsis of the film. Y'all ready?
All right, y'all ready?
It's
Y'all
been
ready
2 weeks since I've seen this film, so let me see how much I can get without having to use my notes. All right, so film opens up with Danielle and her father running from something that is destroying their Native American village. Reserve. Sorry, they're in a reserve. Already starting off at a great note. And he tells her to hide in a tree. And after she hides in the tree, she realizes her father's killed, thrown back. So she tries to escape. And the last thing we see is her flat on her back, screaming. And then when she wakes up, she is in some kind of medical facility. She wakes up, she sees some eyes in the vent, and as she starts walking to find out where she's at, she is introduced to where she is at, which is a institute for children like her, basically mutant children. It alludes throughout the film very briefly and off vaguely to the X-Men. So it is set in the universe that Fox had created, from what I can gather.
And Cecilia Reyes is the doctor,
yes,
that is helping these kids, and she keeps mentioning, her boss. Like,
yes,
and so there's a scene, there's a pretty cool scene actually, where the kids are talking amongst themselves, where they're like, "What does she keep meaning, like her boss?" And I think it was Sam Cannonball said something along, or no, it was Roberto da Costa, Bobby, said something along the lines like X-Men, right? They're going to train us to be X-Men.
Yeah, because she said they're rehabilitating them.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool scene because that reminded me of something that did happen in New Mutants. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, yeah. So very quickly, we're introduced to our main cast, the teenagers. It is clear that Ileana, she comes from a very tortured background, and she has a chip on her shoulder. She carries around a sock puppet of her dragon, which I cannot remember the name.
Superior, thank you, Superior. That's right.
Yes, her Superior. She mentions that a lot. What's the dragon's name again?
Lockheed.
Lockheed, yeah.
What did you call him? Rusty?
No, I was going to say Rasputin, and I was like, nope, just because it's Russian does not mean that's it.
Lockheed isn't Russian. He's a damn alien.
I know. So she keeps talking to her puppet, and the puppet kind of talks for her sometimes. And then you meet her. You meet Charlie from backwoods Kentucky. Okay, actually from Eastern Kentucky, guys, because he does the coal mines, and that's where, as Omar and I know, that is what is Eastern Kentucky, is the coal mines.
I'm a big fan of the coal mines. Apparently, I know so much about it.
That's where he comes from. Roberto clearly comes from money, down in Brazil, a very rich Brazilian family. And then you have Rain, who came from overseas and have very religious background, Catholic background. And they're all clearly have issues that they're working through. The priest basically called Rain. As we know, Rain is Wolfsbane, so she can transform into a wolf. And when she tried to when her powers first manifested, she tried to go to a priest for help, and he basically, called her a demon. And so things didn't go the way she expected them to. We find out a little bit about Ileana's background throughout, which I think her background is, her and Rain's probably the most intriguing or most laid out, where she was basically in some kind of child slavery or something like that. And these men, the smiling men, did things to her, is my assumption. And so her powers she used, where she can go through to different dimensions and portals, used to escape all of that. And then you have Sam, who is Cannonball, and when his powers manifested, he was actually in the coal mine, and he ends up killing his father and all of the men that were down in the mine, saying that he did not anticipate. So he has a lot of people's lives on his plate. And then you have Sunspot, has his own issues. He killed his girlfriend because they were making out. He couldn't control the heat, and he burned her alive.
It happens.
It happens. I mean, Rogue, she like kiss of death, and he just burns people alive. It is what it
So
is.
honestly, the origins so far are very similar to the origins in the comic books, like how their powers first appeared. It was, Bobby was in a soccer game. Sam was in a coal mine, and he was, trying to save everybody. So that is true.
Okay, is my accent really like his?
Oh yeah, your ass is Kentucky, dude.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
you have lost that Philly accent. Ain't nobody gonna believe you're from
Holy
Philadelphia.
crap!
All right,
Thank you,
whatever.
Canadian Misfit Comics, for telling me that my accent is much like Sam. Well, then Charlie Heaton did a fantastic job, then, didn't he? Uh,
Oh, I see Leo's back.
oh, Leo,
Leo,
Mr. Q&A.
what's up, buddy?
Whoa, Leo, is that your face? That's the first time we've seen your face as your profile pic. That's awesome.
Maybe.
It could be
Maybe
someone
it's
else,
him.
but that's awesome. I like when people.
Amanda for what was the youngest sister's name? Anyway, go ahead. No, somebody was asking about Colossus. Hayden. No, they did not
No, they do not.
reference
Which I thought was
Keetor
odd.
at all. There is no references. We all know Omar is from backwoods Kentucky. Man, all of Kentucky's backwoods, brother.
Yeah, it is.
Like this is
Louisville is the
all
only
backwoods.
exception. Louisville, even
And even
Lexington's
then.
backwoods, and even then, you're really cutting it.
All right, back to the synopsis.
Yeah. So, we
Sam
have
always be blasted. Yes.
we have a good gift for that too.
I got you.
Yeah, bam. So basically, the story starts out with there's like obviously this eerie vibe, and then things start happening to all the kids now that Danielle is there. So Danielle doesn't really know what her power is. She's like, I have powers. What do you like? She can't figure it out. She tries to escape, but Dr. Reyes' power, she creates these force fields, right? Cecilia. She creates these force fields. So she created one over the Institute so no one can escape. I think we have a gift of that too if Omar shows it.
So if you're familiar with Cecilia Reyes, she never really took on a code name when she was with the X-Men, and her powers were to build barriers around herself. So
Yeah.
for the sake of the movie, she's building a barrier around
the Institute.
So the kids can't get away for the for their own sake.
For their own safety, yeah. Because the whole idea behind this place, so she tells them, is to help them control their powers so that they go out into the world, whether it is to join the X-Men or whatever, like that's what her proposition is to these kids. And so you see the kids interact with each other.
Wait, Ace, do not egg Jack on about Machine Gun Kelly, because he will go on all night about Machine Gun Kelly. But I mean, unless you want to have a private conversation with Jack, then by all means. All right, Amanda, go ahead.
Okay, so you see the kids interacting. Ileana is kind of a bully, especially to Danielle to start off with. She clearly does not like her or has an issue with her. She ends up in solitary confinement. What kind of a place like this would have something like that? That's weird. And these kids just
your school didn't?
Yeah, right. I know.
Your preppy school didn't.
No.
Must be nice.
I went to public school. Whatever. You're the one who went to Catholic school, buddy, not me.
Yeah, but you come from a third world country. You're still going to be in your own little solitary confinement. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, now we're going to talk about
I don't even know what the heck you just said.
I don't know. Sean just said I was showing off my gun, so I was like, yeah, see my muscles.
Okay, there we go.
Anyways, so then you have Roberto's kind of like the ladies' man. Him and Ileana get it on and, make out a little bit in the pool. And then you have Sam's very tortured soul, and then you have Rain, who has her own stuff. Well, then you have a nice little relationship with Rain and Danielle that develops. They clearly like each other. So they start forming a relationship. A very, honest and pure, cute relationship. It is like one of the bright parts of the film, in my opinion, anyways. But meanwhile, they're having all this weird stuff happen.
Oh, that scene right there, yes.
That scene, yes. There's a lot of good scenes between the two of them. And Maisie Williams is pretty good.
At what? Acting?
Just in general, yeah. Just
acting, yes, she's pretty good. Well,
wait, Nocturne, 265 pounds.
Oh boy, here we go. Guys, are we playing bingo tonight? What's happening? Why would you all ask that?
Anyway.
But it was not Ileana at the pool. Martian correcting you. That's okay.
Oh, true. No, yes, it was. She just magicked herself away, and then the scary fire.
I really don't remember that scene.
No, yeah,
I couldn't remember if it was
they
her.
were making out, and then she magicked herself because that's how she does things, right? She disappears, and then he got out of the pool looking for her, and then so anyway, so weird things start happening to them. The first thing that happens, I believe, is Rain when she's in the shower, and she's taking a shower, and then she feels a brand, right? Something like she was branded once before, and it ends up on her cheek, and it was like she was witnessing her nightmare, right? A nightmare of the priest who branded her to begin with, happening all over again. Yeah, basically that
Nightmare.
Yeah.
I got you. Carry on.
Then you had the Roberto scene, and when he's in the pool, and this charred version of his dead girlfriend comes out and starts attacking him, and then Sam is alone in the laundry room, and he hears something. Yeah, in the I'm so glad I found those gifts to help me.
I got
to help him remember. And
look how scary that is.
Yeah, some of that didn't, but none of this, guys, because y'all know I don't like horror films. So I was really interested to see if this would scare me or not. None of that scared me like the smiling men. So when Ileana's in solitary confinement, she talks to Lockheed, she talks to herself, tries to think of a happy place, goes somewhere else, so she can't think about the smiling men. But because these nightmares and things start appearing, she starts to have the nightmare that these smiling men are there, and they're creepy as all get out. They're really creepy.
Remind me a lot of the way Doug Jones plays characters in movies.
Which didn't lead us to ask, did he do that? Which I didn't look it up, if he actually did the stuff.
Those
scenes right there. So those scenes right there are what actually made me jump. You can ask Omar. I did.
I'm right here. You can ask me. I'm right
Omar,
here.
did I jump at some of those?
She jumped. I thought you were going to let them ask you. Okay. She's going to ask me.
He said he can't do laundry. Yeah, that's why I don't have a front load laundry thing. Mine's all down there. So I'm not
that way the monster can drag her in as she's trying to get clothes out. Doesn't help. Monster wants to get you. He'll get you. Anyway,
so they're really freaked out. Everything's going on, and of course, Dr. Reyes is, she's getting some things from her superior to keep testing Danielle, who doesn't understand her powers. Right? She's having her own nightmares, I guess, of things the night that her whole village was murdered, everyone on the reserve, and she keeps talking about this demon bear myth. Right? Yes. There's this demon bear. And it feeds on fear, or whatever the case may be. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as the
movie goes, that's the movie's myth. And she's telling, she tells Rain about it, etc. And she keeps having these visions of it. And so Dr. Reyes gets word from her superior that she needs to do some blood tests and stuff. So as she's kind of doing the blood test, Danielle has some really vivid nightmares of the actual institute. And she starts to realize that things are not what they appear. So the kids are having their fun. They have a lot of they try to get out, and I think they end up drugging Dr. Reyes at one point so they can go and have their fun teen time in their secret attic and whatever. Because Josh Boone does teen stuff, so he wants to put them together and does what he does best, and get them to interact with each other and build the characters and their relationships. So you have those scenes. You have Rain showing Danielle how she gets around through the vents and all that stuff. And then eventually Dr. Reyes gets word from her superior that Danielle is too dangerous. She needs to be put down like a dog. So
Professor X is a prick.
Yeah, really? Her superior?
No. It's a little bit further here in the movie that you find out that her superior is Dr. Essex.
Yes, so the Essex Corporation.
So it's Nathaniel Essex, which is Mr. Sinister, right? So there's a little bit of, I guess, of a tie-in between this and what was the last Wolverine movie? I can't even remember.
Logan. Oh, Origins? No. The Wolverine?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Wasn't he in that? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. That was
But
the one I liked
it
the
was a
least, though.
it was a little Easter egg. So, yeah, we've got the demon bear. I was trying to find a picture of the smiling men, and so far,
Coming up
no.
short. Yeah, just that one weird gift that I found. So Dr. Reyes takes Danielle back and she kind of puts her under, and she keeps talking about her past, that her mother was a veterinarian,
There we
and
go.
those things are so creepy. So
Eh,
meanwhile, the nightmares now have gone out of control. Those smiling men are everywhere. You have Sam and
it was
Ileana trying to
Apocalypse.
run from them.
Thank you, Jesse. It was Apocalypse. That's what it was.
Okay.
Also, not the greatest X-Men movie.
No. How can they
Um,
do First Class and then just keep going like, what happened?
hey, I love Days of Future Past. I think Days of
And
Future
Days of
Past
Future
is
Past wasn't bad either,
probably
but then it was
my
like,
favorite. No, it wasn't not bad. It was a good movie.
it was a good movie. That
It
ending was,
fixed X3, which holy crap. Anyway, go ahead. Let's keep going, and then we'll talk about this movie.
Sure. Yes. So, basically, when Rain realizes what's going on, she goes and basically saves Danielle. She uses her little wolf claws and attacks Dr. Reyes and stuff, and she saves Danielle, but she has to wake her up, right? Because now this demon bear from Danielle's nightmares has come to life, and it is going to kill everyone and attack everyone, and she needs to wake up and she needs to confront her fear. So now throughout the whole movie, we get to see little bits and pieces of their powers. Pretty much Ileana's the most, I think.
Oh my god,
Like, we get to see her powers
dude,
the most.
hot.
Sunspot and Cannonballs, obviously we see Danielle because she's the one creating the nightmares, but
no idea why I find her incredibly hot when she says demon bear.
Demon Bear, yes.
That right here. Well, that was close. Little less Russian is what you did. You did a little more country, but that's okay. But her power, I think this is what they spent most of the money on, with the special effects on her.
Yeah. Funny enough, they were originally going to put Warlock in this movie, but because of the budget, Fox said, no, we can't do it. We may be in a sequel. So Josh Boone wanted to use him for a sequel. That's never going to happen now.
Here's Dr. Reyes. Oh, no. Wolfsbane
Oh, yeah. She is not looking good.
Yeah, she's not looking good.
She does get eaten by the demon.
Demon Bear comes and eats her. I'm not sure if you can see this, but I love that scene.
And then, they all start to use their powers. Ileana, Lockheed comes to life, which is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is when he finally comes to life and helps
Demon Bear, hot.
You see Sunspot using his powers. You see Cannonball trying to use his powers. This is the most you've seen them use their powers in the entire movie, actually. And then, of course, Rain as well. So eventually they are able to defeat the demon bear. Danielle gets control of her powers. And they basically, with Dr. Reyes dead, they decide that they're going to escape because now the barrier's down, and they're like, where are we going to go? And like, well, Dr. Reyes said the nearest town was always 20 minutes away. So that's kind of how it ends. From there, the four of them on what could become a teen road comedy.
5 of them.
5 of them, sorry.
I was like, who did you kill off? Okay,
I don't know.
5.
No one's dead.
Yes.
5 of them.
5.
And there is no end scene. Or end credits.
There's no end credits because, well, Marvel owns the right. So I have a couple of questions for you. Were there reshoots? Were there, like, in the 4 years?
No. They all have sworn up and down there were no reshoots. That's what Josh Boone said on his Twitter. Maisie Williams has said that no one.
No Hanky Pym. No post-credit scene.
No post-credit scene in this. We looked it up just to be sure because we were going to wait for 5 minutes. So, but no. According to Josh Boone. So.
Really?
Yeah.
So most of the stuff, I guess, went to post-production. I guess it's kind of difficult when you have kids because with what's her name?
Maisie Williams.
Yeah, she grew a lot in the last couple of seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And you really can't tell in this movie.
Yeah, because it was filmed in 2017, so 3 years, or even 2. Like even if they did reshoots in 2018 or 2019, which they shouldn't. I mean, with it being pushed back, I didn't think they would. So, and even Anya Taylor-Joy, I mean, she would have grown up a little bit. I could see Charlie Heaton. I think he would be easy enough, like Blue Hunt, maybe, who plays Danielle. She probably would have grown in the
Is
last
that
couple of years.
Sam, the guy that played Sam, Charlie?
Charlie Heaton, yeah.
Yeah, that dude always looks rough.
Yeah,
Like
he always looks rough.
he just looks like
From
he just got
Stranger
done work.
Things?
He
Yeah.
just got done working in the coal mines.
He did just get done working in the coal mines.
So, as far as the CG, I think Nocturne was asking how was the CG on Wolfsbane. Honestly, the
Yes.
special effects weren't bad. I guess that's where they spent the last 4 years, right?
Yeah, I mean,
But that's the way it felt to me. Like the CG wasn't really lacking. There were some scenes that were kind of silly, but it wasn't because they're young mutants. They're still learning about their powers. It wasn't like they were constantly using their powers,
they were
and there
not.
and there wasn't a lot of huge battles, right? There wasn't a lot of huge battles or anything. It was mainly them running away from the Smiling Man.
Or fighting the demon bear at the end. I mean, and the only time the only person I think you really saw use their powers a lot was Ileana throughout the whole thing. Like, you didn't see Rain transform into a wolf, but maybe like twice.
I think not even that. Like,
Not
okay,
even that.
well, they did the full
Did, like, the
transformation at
half
one
thing?
time.
Yeah.
And then the half thing the other time.
Mhm.
I mean, there's not much to what's her name's power, Mirage, Danny.
No, I mean, because
Moonstar.
it's all the nightmares, right? And then
Cannonball blasted 3.
I'm pretty sure that gif that you showed was one of the full extents of his powers. I mean, there's one scene where he chained himself down to a rock, and he was using his power to practice, like,
oh, that's right, he's
shooting
just going
off,
around.
and he was going around and spinning around. So you saw that scene. Sunspot, honestly, we did not see him use his powers, and it could be part of his.
It was twice,
twice
during
his
the battle.
hesitancy.
During the battle at the end, because he's been scared to use it, and then once in the pool when his power activated, and that was it really. And then, but I think Magic is the one. Seriously,
like, because Roberto just asked, did Magic? Oh no, hold on. Wait, I'll get to you in a second, Hayden. Did Magic have her sword? And if she did, so her sword actually just
it's part of her power, probably.
Yeah.
Or she ended up getting it in limbo. Now, was Lockheed coming to life? Was that part of Mirage's power or Danny's power? Right? Because Lockheed had been a stuffed animal. It's
he was a puppet for most of the time.
I'm sorry, a puppet that she had as a child. Yes. So it has no ties to Kitty Pryde at all. Catherine Pryde. Kate Pryde. And it does no signs that it was an alien. So I think towards the end, when it comes to life, because it comes back to being a puppet, it's probably due to Danny's power.
Yeah,
I think that's the way I took it.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I don't think Magic would have Ileana had the power to bring it to life.
Roberto was a big punani in the final battle. Yeah, he kind of got knocked out easy.
He got knocked out, and he didn't. Because, I mean, I'm assuming he didn't really use his powers during his whole stay there anyway, so he didn't really know how to control them. When it came to fighting this demon bear that basically just ate Dr. Reyes.
Somebody asked a really, really important question, and that's Phil Owens. How close is it to the Demon Bear saga in the comics? The Demon Bear saga is one of my favorite New Mutant comics storylines, and I'll put it in my top 10 best New Mutant stories. I think most people probably would. Most people probably put it as the best New Mutant story. Nothing really comes close to it. Capturing that image of Bill Sienkiewicz is hard to do. And I know he was in the Zoom meeting. Was he in the Zoom meeting with the kids and the director? Because he did the poster or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Bill Sienkiewicz is the artist.
I think he was when they did like a Zoom interview or something.
Yeah. Now the guy that was pissed off was Bob McLeod because they misspelled his name, and that was such a sad and funny thing that some kind of, was it on Twitter or something? But he made the announcement like they had 4 years to write my name, learn how to spell my name, and they still couldn't get it right.
I guess they could fix it for the DVD or Blu-ray, but
Yeah,
or digital release, but I don't know if
yeah.
it's even.
They misspelled his name. There were a couple of other issues that we found out about the movie with people um, about Sunspot and I think Dr.
Yes.
Reyes
Yeah.
and between
Whitewashing the characters.
what Josh Boone said and things like that. A lot of people were upset. And it's weird because I don't know. I always think when somebody is casted in a movie, they get whoever the better actor is, maybe. But different times now. So, what did you like about this?
So I thought it was an okay movie. It wasn't as horror as I thought it was going to be. I guess
As
the
what?
trailer,
As
uh,
scary?
yeah, it's scary. I didn't think it was going to be I thought it'd be more horror filled, and I was surprised when it wasn't. Um,
Hold on one second. Nocturne brings up a interesting
yes,
point that I need to mention this. So Nocturne is saying my boy Roberto's black. Period. Yes, when he originally appeared in the New Mutants graphic novel, and then throughout Bob McCloud's and even Bill Sienkiewicz's run, he was a darker tone of skin. What's interesting is I remember a couple of years ago we read Hick Vengers and Amanda thought he was white because yeah, I was like, oh my god, I never even noticed the colors they're using on Berto because I always remember Roberto, having a darker tone skin. But
yeah,
in the comic books during Hick Vengers, and then US, what is it, US Avengers, it seemed like they were using a lighter tone for his colors. So it's not just the movies, man. It's weird.
yep,
And it wasn't until Amanda thought he was another white dude that I was like, oh no, he's not white. He's what? I didn't even notice, man. Yes, his tone
yeah,
does shift, but toward if you look at the first 25 issues, yeah, I mean, dude is from that part of Brazil. So that was one of the things that people were upset about too.
yes.
So what did sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but he
You're
that
fine.
brought up that memory of you thinking Berto was white in the comics. What did you like?
Yeah. So I think I loved Ileana. She was my favorite character in the
Yeah, she was
film, and
awesome.
I think that really goes down to Anya Taylor-Joy. She's a fantastic actress, and
Hmm.
she really commands the screen when she's on. Um, which I mean, Glass, I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Anyways, but Emma, like, fantastic. Okay, so I love that. I really enjoyed the innocence and purity of Danielle and Rain's relationship. I thought that was a really nice touch to the film. Um,
Didn't see that coming,
didn't
honestly.
see it. I mean, I
Um,
got a glimpse of it with the way Rain looked at her all the time, but
oh, I
I didn't.
mean, I
I
I caught
couldn't
I
see
caught
like,
that too,
but I
Amanda.
didn't
I
see
mean,
Danielle like on the other side was reciprocating it, so I was surprised when it happened.
well, they laid it on really thick when Rain was watching a lot of Willow and
Yeah, and Buffy, yes.
Tara,
Mhm.
like those scenes, and I
They
was
watched
like,
a lot of Buffy, and that's what is that what Hayden mentioned about Josh Boone and Buffy? Did he direct some episodes of Buffy? Is that why they kept showing episodes of Buffy? I was like,
oh,
is that all they have to watch in this place is Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I mean, I'm not
I don't
complaining,
I don't
but
know.
I
I
have to
don't know
look back.
unless they watch season 6. Your ass ain't watch season 6 or 7. So
No, I think, when I look back, I really think I've watched more than I say I have. I think I might have lied about that.
I'm with you though. I think really Magic stole the show for me, and I would have been cool with a solo Magic story.
Agree.
Her origin in the comic books is super complicated, and there's no way in hell you could do it in a movie. Throwing a little, what is she, 8-year old, or she's 7 year old in limbo, make her age to be a teenager, come back, have ties with the X-Men, be Colossus' sister. I think that's a little too much. So I think they did the right thing by making it, her own unique story. Sure, it kind of kills the character of Lockheed appearing. Well,
Yeah,
no, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore because these
it
movies are
doesn't matter. It's
this
done.
it's now has Marvel come out and said that this is not taking place in the MCU? Have they made that statement?
As far as I know, they have not made really any statements on any of the X-Men films, whether or not any of them will take place in the MCU or be canon. Quick from
Okay.
Hayden, thank you. He said he just keeps putting Buffy the Vampire Slayer in his movies. He did it in Fault in Our Stars. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Which I read the book and I saw parts of the movie. It didn't hold my attention.
I don't know why I watched that movie, but yes, I did too.
John Green. I like I like Looking for Alaska better.
That's the guy that does. My wife really likes this YouTube channel. Magic is basically the only one battling the bear until
Yeah,
Danielle gets over herself. Pretty
exactly.
much, yeah. And honestly, that a lot of that, that is seen in the comic books. In what is this bear doing? And oh, I forgot about this. Somebody was talking when you all just mentioned race race swapping. Two of the characters in the comic book after the saga get turned into Native Americans because of the Demon Bear. At the end of the Demon Bear saga,
Really?
Tom Corsi and what was her name? The nurse Shannon. Oh shoot, Fried something. Both of them turned Native American. They never talk about it again. Like maybe, oh, I'm sorry, they do talk about it a couple times in New Mutants, but later on in Uncanny X-Men, nobody ever says, "Hey, you guys were white one time, and now you're Native Americans. What happened?"
We're just gonna accept it.
I totally forgot about that until y'all were bringing up Roberto and all that stuff. Sharon Friedlander, thank you so much. Yep, I was close. I said Nurse Sharon
Yeah.
Fried something.
Hayden said that Feige had said the only person being brought in would be Ryan Reynolds, which makes sense. Deadpool's the kind of character that could transition since he wasn't with a lot of the original X-Men.
Okay. But let's be serious. How much longer can that guy play Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Reynolds. How much longer can that guy play Deadpool? Right? How many more movies? How many?
He's already what? He's already in his 40s.
Not that there's anything wrong with age.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
played Wolverine for God knows how long.
Right, but I mean, do you really want to see an old? Okay, yes, I kind of do want to see an old man Wade story, but let's get back to this, and then we can talk about other things going on. So I also liked the visual effects on the Demon Bear. I thought they were pretty good.
I thought they were pretty good too.
Terrifying. The Smiling Men were a nice little addition.
The Smiling Man did creep me out. I'll give you that.
I was really happy to see Lockheed come to life.
Me too. I was happy about that.
Uh-oh. He's 50. Man is coming off of Ryan Reynolds, boy. She's done.
I was never like a huge Ryan Reynolds fan to begin with.
That actually surprises me, because the movies you grew up. Anyway, back to this.
I didn't like Van Wilder. I didn't like
You didn't like it?
Friends. No, none of his movies ever appealed to me. Deadpool might be the only movie like that appealed to me. I didn't like his character. I didn't like that.
I'm sorry. You're not a fan of Green Lantern?
It's just like Dane Cook. I like Dane Cook as a stand-up comedian. I didn't like him as an actor.
I never liked Dane Cook. I know that sounds blasphemous to a lot of people.
Not cool, Kool-Aid Man. Oh my God. My roommates and I in college listened to so much Dane Cook. It's not even funny.
Can we get back to New Mutants?
Yes.
Okay. Where the hell was I?
Like the special effects.
So I think the special effects for the most part were good. As far as the casting, the one I don't know. I mean,
Jesse, I did like that movie because Sandra Bullock is amazing.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for bringing it back to romantic comedies. Because I guess Macy Williams, she was good. The guy that played Cannonball was just, I don't know. He seemed like he was always scared. The same way he acts in
Stranger Things.
Like something's after him. He looks like he needs to eat something.
Yeah, but something is after him always in Stranger Things.
Berto really didn't do much for me to even like.
He's a good-looking dude, but he had nothing.
Right. So I'm gonna. I don't know. Other than Macy Williams and it sucks because Blue spent most of her time tied up to a bed.
Yeah.
Or passed out because she's the one that's summoning these things. Wait, yes. Dane Cook is some funny. Yes, I did not like Dane Cook. Sorry, Matthew, if you're a big fan. But
I like him, Matthew, if you're a big fan.
Bless America. Dad, here, go ask your dad. Go ask your dad.
Go ask your dad who Dane Cook is. Your dad's probably Omar's age, so.
Oh, here, Ace. Damn it. I'm really trying to stay on topic. Ace, here's the thing about comedians. A lot of comedians steal material, but it depends on the delivery of the material. And that's what really sells, right? I think it was Richard Pryor that said that years ago. Like, there's a lot of comedians that steal material, but they make it sound like their own voice. And it depends on the delivery, whether people buy it or not. So anyway, back to New Mutants.
Yes.
I like the reveal. I kind of got excited when Lockheed came to life. I thought that was cool. I'm like, oh, Lockheed's alive, awesome. Um, now, what did you not like about it?
So the biggest issue I had, I think, with this film is just overall this. I didn't like the development of the relation, like the overall relationships between these four people, right?
Mhm.
It just didn't
Well,
seem
there were five of them.
for
I don't
my
know who you're leaving out. I guess
no, why?
it's not that big of a cast. Who are you keeping?
Probably Sunspot.
No, I'm not defending Dane Cook. I said I did not like Dane Cook. I just said a lot of people steal jokes. I even quoted Richard Pryor, sort of. Anyway, go ahead, Amanda.
I think there's something like, and I think I told you this after we watched the movie. There's something like lacking with the characters in the way they interacted. Like besides Rain and Danielle or Danny, they clearly had their, they clearly had time to develop that cute little relationship, right? But then you had, Ileana, her transition from this kind of bully character into, helping Danny, and then you had Roberto just was such a one-note character. What?
How did Dane Cook even come up? Look at the chat.
Oh no, because every time I think of Dane Cook, I also think of Ryan Reynolds because the same time their like comedies all seem to come out around the same time.
Stay on target.
Yeah.
So what up?
And Charlie Heaton as Sam Guthrie was fine. I mean,
Guthrie. I love the way you pronounce that. Where are you from?
Is it Guthrie? Is it Guthrie?
I've always pronounced it Guthrie, but I know I butcher names all the time, so I don't know.
Okay, it's probably Guthrie. You're probably
I'm wrong. You sound like my wife. She says that a lot. I'm wrong, and then she leaves it at that. She walks out the door.
Tevin was asking where I'm at. I'm in my husband's hotel room. Tevin, that's where I'm at.
There you go.
That's where I'm at. Anyways, I think
Guthrie is the new on That's how you pronounce it. Yeah. You snooty bitch. You said anime.
No. Someone else pronounced it first, anime, and I thought that's how you pronounce it.
No one ever pronounced it.
I used to say manga, and everyone's like, no, it's manga.
Maybe rich people that have like someone that puts in the disc in their player. Well, no, they don't need that anymore because of streaming. Can we get back to New Mutants, please?
New Mutants. Okay, so overall, the relationship development and everything like that, I think, was a little bit lackluster for me. So that when by the time they, bear together, and not that I wanted to see more of their powers, but at least a little bit more of a hint. I felt like some of the scenes were very choppy in how they told this, how Josh told the story, if that makes sense. The way the story progressed, like, especially with these horror elements that are supposed to be coming to life. I've seen it done in horror movies and I've seen it done better. So that's what I think was missing from this film. Because I've seen where you start to have the jump scares and stuff, but it didn't do as good of a job here that I've seen other films do it. And even other films that even may not even be as scary as a traditional horror film. So there was just issues with that. And then this core central development of the relationship of these cast members is something that I also had an issue with, minus like Rain and Danny, because they focused on their romantic relationship. It's Reyes. I am saying Reyes. I'm using 2 syllables, folks.
Y'all are going to make her. Y'all don't want to see this woman upset.
I had to speak in Spanish to the maid yesterday.
Y'all have heard her sing English. Do we need to hear her sing in Spanish again? Is this spoilery? I think we I think that's the title too. Did I put like spoilers in parentheses?
I wrote spoiler like everywhere, like on the Instagram and the social media crap.
I don't know what the hell she just said, but she woke up this morning is what I got out of that. I think it had potential.
Me too, Ace. Me too.
It honestly,
I think it will be. Okay.
Could have been a TV show that started off this way, because it reminded me a little bit of, like, I don't know, let's throw some Breakfast Club elements in here and make it about mutants.
Yes.
So what I didn't like, you need a spoiler banner, guys. We do. I think it's on the title, isn't it? That's it. I'm making a banner.
Is the title? I can't see the whole title from here. Hold on.
Yeah, it says spoilers.
Okay, well then, it says spoil in the title.
Yep. It does. I wrote spoilers. All right. Just in case. No more talk of Dane Cook.
Roberto, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm just saying, y'all keep saying I'm saying race, and I'm not. I'm saying Reyes.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I'm just trying to defend myself.
Quit defending yourself. It's the internet. You can't win. They will win.
Canadian Mystical Comics, that did not happen. It was the reverse.
I was about to say something racist, but I'm gonna play the. I'm not gonna say anything. Y'all are making this movie review so much more fun.
It always is.
And it's not as bad as people made it out to be.
No, it's not.
Though. Like I remember, bad. Was it Forbes?
Yes.
Who was it?
Oh my God, Forbes. So after we watched the movie, I went online and Forbes said it was the worst X-Men movie. It was worse than Dark Phoenix, and I strongly disagree with that. This movie is not worse than Dark Phoenix. That was a terrible movie. Wolverine was a terrible movie. Apocalypse was a pretty bad movie. This, I would say, is better than all three of those. X-Men: The Last Stand was a pretty bad movie. This was better than that. I don't know why people are hating on it. It was just an okay movie. It wasn't really good.
The Kentucky accent conflicting with the Spanish rolling of the R's. That's what's up. That's what's up. I love the way y'all talk. Hey, man, I like your avatar. I'm a big fan of Big Trouble in Little China. I think it was unfortunately too little, too late. There's no even going in with no expectations. It was just, it wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. It was just there. It was an okay movie. It doesn't stand out above anything, which sucks because this is the final Fox movie for the Mutants, and that's it. After this, we go on to the
whatever they do within the MCU.
Yep.
Which, let's face it, guys, it's going to be several years. It'll be at least 5 years until we see.
Well, hell, we don't know what's going to happen.
Like, I mean, we got to get our Black Widow out first.
Batman got COVID, so we don't know what's going to happen.
If Batman's getting COVID, we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know when movie's going to be back.
They've resumed the filming, though, just without him.
I don't know. The upcoming movie I'm going to watch, Enola Holmes, The Boys in the Band, Wolf Walkers.
Enola Holmes looks fantastic.
It does. And Dune. Yes. Oh, yeah. We're excited about Dune. We can talk about that in a second.
That trailer, we can talk about it in a second. But
all right. Anything else you want to add about this movie that you either loved or did not like?
I mean, so right now it's
Tavon, he's your Batman now, okay? Whether you want him to be or not, he's your Batman,
I think he'll do okay, guys. I just got to give Robert Pattinson
I had to put up with Val Kilmer and George Clooney as my Batman.
Oh, God. George Clooney is not Batman, guys.
Whatever.
To me, George Clooney is barely a good actor. He's just an attractive dude who's on ER. And married a very rich lawyer woman.
Wow, you knew that back then?
No, not back then. But so right now it's currently grossed like 21 million worldwide, which most of that is domestic.
What does that even mean? Baltimore?
I think that's where he's from.
Like the city.
Funny thing is, Jack,
when I go home
to visit my parents, I fly into Baltimore because it's cheaper.
Helen Mirren,
and it's only like an hour from my parents' house.
I got you, man. Where's Ace still in here?
But you left the thing on, so now no one can see her boobs.
Oh, my God. Fine. I'll take this off. There. Better?
There you go. That's better.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. There you go. Ace, I hope you're still in here. And then this one.
Is.
Yeah. That's for the rest of us.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. What do you got?
New Mutants. New Mutants. Nope. Okay, there's some emo Loki for you.
Jesus Christ.
There's sexy Chris Evans. Oh.
Hey, I got one in. All right.
I just watched some. We can leave that up. I just watched Scott Pilgrim today.
Why are we leaving this out?
Because the way he just
Iron Will, Iron Strike. I think you probably commented at the wrong time. I don't think you meant to say that then. I got you though, man. I got you. There we go, my dude. All right.
Anyways,
New Mutants.
New Mutants. So, I think that's all I have to say about the film. Like I said, it was an okay movie. It wasn't the worst movie like Forbes makes it out to be. It was definitely better than Dark Phoenix. I would watch it again over Dark Phoenix any day.
What would you give this movie out of 10?
I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't as bad as. How about this? Maybe, and maybe that's also the fact that you were going to fall over in your chair and I'm going to laugh my ass off. Maybe it's also the fact that I hadn't seen a movie like out in theaters in
this is the first
forever.
movie. The last movie that we saw in theaters was Onward, right? With Tom Holland, ironically. But that was the last movie that we saw.
6 out of 10 from Leo, 7 out of 10 from
1.559.
4 out of 10. I give it a 1.559. Let's round that up.
I'm assuming all of you have seen New Mutants, right? That are rating it right now.
I don't know. Maybe they're just rating the trailer. 7 out of 10.
That's about.
Martian Pilgrim gave it a 4 out of 10. Tom Holland bingo. Yeah. We do bingo every time.
We do every time.
7 out of 10 from
comics to give away, guys. So we could do bingo.
Will you stop giving my shit away, please? 6.25 right down the middle from you two. I love that, man.
Yeah.
You guys are my New Mutants. My dude. I haven't seen it out of 10.
Thank you. I appreciate that honesty.
5.5 out of 10. Magic gets 5 points on her own. Yeah, for real. She really was the saving grace of this movie.
Oh, yeah. You could tell that.
Great British Baking Show instead out of 10. Wow. Matthew.
The funny thing about this film is that when it was supposed to come out, all these people were rising stars, right? Like it was supposed to come out in 2018, where Game of Thrones was still on the air. It had not finished, right? Because it finished in 2019. Stranger Things was just in season 2, so Charlie Heat was still on the rise. Anya Taylor-Joy was still doing. Again, Glass hadn't even come out yet, so she was still just the split girl, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Henry Zaga and Blue Hunt. I think I didn't really see anything that I recognize them from, but rising stars, right? So now we're here 5 years later. Anya Taylor-Joy's clearly made a name of herself. Maisie Williams grown up.
9 out of 10.
And then Charlie Heaton's. He had his own drug issues and stuff, so it's just interesting. Charlie Heaton, like there was it somewhere before?
That's what he looks like. That dude looks like he been out of rehab.
Yes, and so there were something issues because he's dating the girl that he's actually dating on Stranger Things. I can't think of that girl's name right now. The skinny
Spoilers.
One.
Yep.
But he had some issues with drugs. He got arrested or something happened to him in like 2019, I think, or 2018. Because I remember thinking, oh God, what's that going to do with like
close out of 10. He got arrested for coke.
Yes, coke. He did. Yeah. So he has his own drug problems.
We all have our
drug
issues, man.
I did just consume 2 Blue Moons on air with you guys. So
look at her, that lush.
Alky.
The big question, Amanda, you haven't answered yet is, are you taking a damn selfie on the air? Dude, come on. Stay focused. Have you seen Mulan?
No, I have not.
Is that out yet?
It is, and I'm not going to pay the $30.
You're going to wait until December to
I'm going to wait until
it?
December.
Yeah. To review it for free?
For free.
So I wonder how much money that movie lost.
Oh God.
Right, because I'm sure expectations were high, even for that movie.
And I read reviews. I watched reviews. You know, my favorite reviewer that I watched him. He reviewed the movie.
Mulan was meh,
and that's what I heard. That it lost a lot of the magic, not the talking dragon.
Bingo.
Not the talking dragon and all that stuff. But
Mulan gets a 2.1 out of 10. I love it.
Apparently, they took a lot of so what they did is they made her into like the character that Rey was. She's already a badass from the get-go, right? Like
Rey from Star Wars?
Yeah, remember how she's already a badass from the get-go. There's no like growth or development, so there's nowhere for her to go. And that's the problem with these. They try to make these female characters strong from right the get-go instead of they have to go through struggles. So in the original Mulan cartoon, animated movie, she obviously was brave and all that stuff. But she wasn't a fighter. We saw how she acted. That's why they did the song "Make a Man Out of You" with Donny Osmond, which was a great. Everyone loves that song because you have the training
They can't
montage
get Donny
to
Osmond
show
to
that
play a
even though she's
guy
not a
over
trained
there.
soldier, no, I know, but even though she's not a trained soldier,
Hey,
she's gonna work
release the
hard.
Eddie Murphy cut. That's the only way you're gonna save that movie.
So that was apparently that was, and I don't know because I haven't seen the movie, but from when I watched, that's what it's missing. That she's a badass right from the get go, so there's not that growth. The actress who plays her is okay. She's not like a fantastic actress, I guess.
So when you say badass, you mean like she can?
So already from the beginning, she can fight. She can do all these things, right? But that's
they made a man out of her
right from the get go. And instead of letting her pretend to be a man, go off to war, get training like what they did in the cartoon. I mean comic.
Is an Oriental Asian. Gotta love the actress acting as Mulan. I don't know what else has she been in. I heard they couldn't get the dragon for Mulan because he didn't support the Chinese government. Why did I read that?
Why did you put that on air? Philip, why'd you put that on air?
Philip, what are you doing? Yeah, so I haven't seen Mulan.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mulan
but
either.
I have not seen a single live action remake of their movies, so I don't care. I was mainly asking for you.
Well, no, and I've seen all of them up to this point. I mean, I haven't seen
Dragon, not lizard. That's right.
What are you, a cow? Okay.
Down, Bessie. Oh, I love that movie. See how much more fun that would have been with Eddie Murphy.
I watched the Honest trailer, and they said it was Eddie Murphy's audition for Donkey later on in Shrek, because that's basically, what Donkey, like all the jokes and stuff.
There was something else that he did too, that he was like a animal character, and I can't remember. It came out during that time. Shit.
Shark Tale, because that came out with like Will Smith and stuff.
Was he in Shark Tale? I don't think that was. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it wasn't like I've seen a lot of their I actually didn't mind Aladdin upon a lot of rewatches because my daughter absolutely loves the song Speechless that Naomi Scott sings.
Yes, I love Dishonor on
you, dishonor on your cow.
Was that your Eddie Murphy? That was Eddie Murphy. That was pretty good.
Yes, he was Donkey, but the joke was because this came out before Shrek that it was his audition to play Donkey. That was just a joke in the Honest trailer from Screen Junkies, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. So the actress in Mulan started acting in kung fu TV dramas. Her breakout role was in the show called Return of the Condor Heroes. Amanda seems like would give Justice League a 10 out of 10. Are you drinking too, Jack?
He means the Joss Whedon. He means the Joss.
The Joss Whedon?
No, I wouldn't give Justice League a 10 out of 10 either.
But you don't know that. You haven't seen it yet.
No, the Joss Whedon one that we actually did. That's the one that was released. Yeah. And what did we say? It wasn't that bad, but it was okay. It's probably being a more.
It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
It'd be like at a 6 out of 10-ish for me, something like that. It'd be in that range.
Have you been kipping?
I think Zack Snyder will do better. Honestly, I don't. So
Are you asking yourself questions so you can answer them?
Yeah, it's rhetorical. Okay. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. I think about all the Zack Snyder movies I've seen, and I've never liked any of them.
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell all your basement-dwelling comic pals to watch. Thank you so much.
I told a man today at this poor comic shop here in South Texas. I mean, it had one. I felt really bad.
He could be watching right now, so let's not say anything.
No, I don't think he is. But
you don't know that.
I know, I don't. But they only had one full rack, top to bottom, one wall, and it's like a small wall of trade paperbacks and omnis, but no omnis, really just trade paperbacks. 2 large tables or 4 large tables of just individual comics, and then the rest of it was just like toy, like weird, like lots of Funko Pops and stuff. And then I overheard him telling this guy kept asking him what's new that's coming out, right? Because he had a sign up on his window that said comics are coming in late, so I won't have like the newest issues or whatever. And the guy was asking him, like, what's coming out? And he's like, oh, I mean, I don't know, man. And I was like, dude, you're the comic book shop owner. You should know. And he's like, are you the one working? He's like, yeah. He's like, it's me because all these kids quit going back to school, blah, 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 make more money. And I felt really bad. But then I did mention the guy who asked about the comics as he's leaving. I was like, hey, if you need to know what's coming out, I don't know if you're a Marvel fan, but I am on this show called Near Mint Condition on YouTube, and we have a hookup with Marvel. So
We have a hookup with Marvel. Look at you.
I was like, if you go to our channel, you'll find out what's coming out, like from December. Like you'll find out what's coming out. So you should check our channel out. Because I felt bad.
Oh man, Jack says he's drunk. Jack, aren't you you need to go talk? I'm gonna play the role of your dad. You need to quit drinking, son. You can get your ass to bed and be ready for school tomorrow. And yes, Jack, you're like 14. Jack says I'm 16.
Yes.
Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns are dicks. Where are people getting these things?
Yeah. So Luis asked what would happen after the Snyder Cut. Okay, So Luis, I don't think that Snyder Cut will have any bearings on the DCEU, nor do I think any movie we've watched thus far has anything on the DCU. I think at this point, no, I mean seriously.
The comments on you talking about the comic book shop, pretty funny.
What? But no, honestly, I at this point, I think DC's approach is to create their own little pocket universes with different standalone movies that maybe reference other movies, but they're not going to be an MCU where they're all tie in directly. I just don't see that happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see where it goes. 4 hours, hell yeah. Jack is standing with Ray Fisher all the way to the end. Good for you, man. Ray Fisher won't work with investigators investigating his own This is why I don't keep up with this shit. I keep up with comic books. Because one news one day. Omar's Wolverine out of print. It is officially out of print. However, you can still find it. Direct market, I might be gone, but I think Cheap Graphic Novels still has some. I don't know if IST will get their back orders or not. So Ray Fisher denies that, though. See what I mean? Back and forth, man. I have a hard time I have a hard enough time keeping up with books
to keep up with that news. It's a lot.
Hey, you still got the business card? Yeah, she used to.
Yeah.
I gave her a bunch of business cards. You better be. You're not. Man, are we gonna do? Was it really that bad?
We should do one next week.
New Mutants was really not that bad.
It really wasn't that bad if we're doing one on that movie, considering that people already reviewed it. We should do another one next week. Get us back on track.
Sure. Yeah. Whenever you come back, it's fine. What about that Dune trailer before we go, though? Before we start, we're gonna wrap things up. What about that Dune trailer? Everybody see it? Who's excited? Who's read it? Who can't wait for it? Who's gonna say fuck it? Let's go see it in the movie theater.
It looks fantastic. Everything from the trailer it has a great cast. I hope this is not a John Carter Mars.
Oh, let's not go there.
I know. I mean,
really quick, I gotta answer this for Gwen because Gwen is one of my favorite subscribers. So I'm looking right now because I asked about. Okay, Cheap Graphic Novels has some. So just shoot them an email. I don't know if it's on their website, but tell them Near Mint Condition sent you to them. They do have some Uncanny X-Force. I don't know how many they have left. So there you go. Just tell them Omar sent you to them and that that you're looking for them. I can't because I know they're out of print right now at Diamond. Go ahead, Amanda.
No, I was saying. I mean the Dune trailer is
okay. You're still my favorite too, Tavon.
Who's picking favorites? No, I'm super excited. I'm just worried that if it looks too genre-y because it's a sci-fi fantasy, that it won't get it'll how Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
It's a great movie,
but how well did it do?
Really saw in theaters.
Exactly.
Not didn't do that well in theaters because it's just so genre-y. right?
Well,
It's
no,
set
no, no,
in
no. There's a huge difference, though, right? The difference is that that is a sequel to something that came out 30 years ago. So let's think about that. So the people that were 20s, 30s,
they're in their
back
yeah,
then are 60-year-olds really going. And I'm not saying, but most people that go to the theater on average, right? We're talking. What's the average moviegoer? I just saw this
right.
the other
What,
day.
25 to 34?
I think it's like 25 to 34, right? On average. So if they had not seen the original, why would they be
A
dragged
deep
out to go watch a
yes.
sequel of something they've never seen?
So that and that's what they have to like for Dune,
Oh,
they have to
who's my
make it.
favorite subscriber? Do you have a ranking of us? All right, I'm gonna do a video, my top 20 favorite subscribers of all time. Leave the comments.
That's
I'm just kidding. I'm
rough.
not gonna do that.
Oh,
That's messed
wait,
up.
can I any of y'all play Pokemon Go, by the way?
Can we not do this right now? Can
You
we
raise
talk
your
about
hand in
Dune?
the
We can do.
chat.
We'll do it
Put
on
your little
Saturday.
hand raised for your
Do it
chat.
on Saturday, chat. Do it on
I
Saturday.
This Saturday I won't be on Saturday chat because I'll be at the beach. So
You better be wearing that damn mask. No, I'm just saying because most of our users from overseas are on Saturday,
that's
and
right.
that's who you want. You want anyway.
Oh, I don't want these lovely people if they were
Oh
Pokemon
my
Go
goodness,
subscribers.
I'm already in
My
the deep
heart,
with these people.
Hayden. Okay, I'm gonna put in the chat, guys. I'm gonna put my trainer code in there.
My
So can
God.
y'all friend me, please? Because I am a big raider, and
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for
I don't know
notifications.
if you guys buy remote raid passes, but
What are
I
you?
do. And I love raiding, and
It's
I
like
love
Amanda has her own side business. Like she completely ignores what I'm saying.
yeah, I do.
She's going on about what the hell she's talking about. I'm talking about Dune. She's over there talking about
So
Pokemon Go.
if y'all can friend me, uh, please and thank you. Omar made fun of me because I bought
What are you
this
doing?
thing.
What?
So this is called a gotcha, and I
No,
bought this and paired it with my. So when I go running, it catches Pokemon for me and Pokestops.
she ain't even a real Pokemon hunter. She's
Yeah,
out there getting little. What the hell is that? Where did that come from? How is that a thing?
like GameStop, Amazon.
That shit should be illegal. All
So if
right.
anyone wants to be my friend, please add me on Pokemon Go. I promise I give lots of gifts and invite people to raids all the time.
You
Anyways,
done? Is that
yeah.
was that it? Okay.
So
Don't
Dune.
forget to hit that like button.
Yes, please hit the like button, guys. So Dune. I mean, what I just hope that because yes, it came out as a movie years ago. It is a novel from years ago. So I hope they put Zendaya in it. So I hope they get the Zendaya stands because she has quite a
I don't
following.
even what?
And Timothy Chalamet, hot Timothy Chalamet with his curly locks. I mean, he's in it
Okay.
too. You
If
got
you were a
Aquaman in it.
15-year-old
You got
girl,
Jason
maybe.
Momoa. You got Oscar
And
Isaac
Drax.
and Drax as yeah. So if you
Two of
can,
the guys that went up for the role of Drax.
yes. um. So if they can make sure they market it the right way, I don't think it'll turn into a Blade Runner 2049. And you're right, it's not a sequel to a movie that came out in the 80s either, so that's a benefit.
No, Dune has a huge fan following anyway, like as far as the novels, people that
Yeah.
have wanted to see that that novel done properly. So have they announced anything as far as like is this one of 3 or is this it? Like this is a one thing.
They have not. So as far as I know, I don't think they've announced whether or not.
Man, word for your taste in men. We all make fun of her for that.
Okay, I'm married. So it's not like it is what it is.
Timothy Shout. Never mind. We ain't gonna play that game. So anything else before we wrap up tonight? We'll be back next Tuesday.
Oh, guess so. I forgot to tell you what I told you I bought Echo, right? Terry Moore's Echo.
Mhm.
I also bought
What else you get?
the hardcover of Heroes in Crisis, the Tom King, because I was like, Maddie said it's so horrible. I need to see how horrible this is.
Did you get it for 50% off?
Yeah.
Oh, but at least there's really good artwork in there by Clayman.
Clayman, yeah, that's what I thought.
He draws beautiful. Actually, his men are a lot prettier than his women. Like that's Clayman.
That means we're gonna see some hot Nightwing in there.
Yeah, Nightwing shows up, and Clayman himself's a good-looking dude. His brother's like a supermodel.
Yes.
So there's that. All right. So on that note, Heroes in Crisis isn't really that bad.
That
It
should be
kind of was though.
that
It,
should
it
be a
was really
comic
that bad.
version of it. It was really that
It
bad.
was
I'm
really
gonna
that
read it.
bad.
I'm gonna read it, Tavon, and I'm gonna let you know if I thought so.
Hold on. Ace, I didn't see your comment until now. Omar, can I join the Near Mint team? I want to do a top 20 comic characters. I want to smash, like subscribers should smash that like button.
Can I
That
join you on it?
that was awesome.
Because Dick
That
Grayson is at the top of my list.
you better get in line, girl.
Oh, he's so sexy in that Dick Grayson Omni. I could just watch him do all
Okay,
his.
first of all, it's just Grayson. Quit adding the dick to the Grayson, okay? It's understood. All right. Now
Wait,
y'all getting
no.
silly. Yep.
Wait, Phil Owens. I didn't know. Wait, Phil
What?
Owens. I
You're
bought it
fighting
in
yourself.
a comic book store here in Texas. I didn't. That's what I just bought today.
No, he
So-
was making fun of me telling Gwen about telling you
That's
for that free shipping. All right.
Knockford, he said he takes back what I said. Thank you, because Grayson. I mean, that's a
Hey, I ain't playing that game with you. Y'all leave that man alone. I don't need to hear from him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Y'all made this more fun because I had no idea going into this movie, like,
Hey,
what the hell we were going to talk about.
Okay, what girls are on your list? Is Red Sonja on there? Because if it's the Red Sonja from the Gail Simone, yeah, she'd be on my list too.
We may share that similar list, Ace. Probably.
Yeah.
Where was I?
I don't know.
Thank you, everybody, for joining.
You're wrapping up.
I was wrapping up.
Yes.
So yes, thank you,
want me to
all
wrap
of
up?
us. Yeah, you do your thing. Do your thing.
Thank you, Hayden, for friending me on Pokemon Go. Yay! Okay. Just remember, guys, if you haven't friended me on Pokemon Go.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at NearMintCon. If you want to check us out on Patreon and support us and everything that we do, just make sure to check us out on Patreon. If you want to buy some cool Near Mint Condition merchandise, which Omar's not wearing tonight, you can do so at Redbubble for right now. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint.
Have a good evening. Wow.
And we will be back next week with a new Was It Really That Bad? So we'll probably put a poll up Sunday and let you guys decide on what we will read or watch, because we're not reading it.
You're not reading it.
Oh, I read the subtitles. I put subtitles on because I have a kid who's really loud. So anyways, have a good evening, Minties. We love you all, and we will see you all soon.
Yep. And yes, I'm working on that. I promise. All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.